It's finally happening, boys. Kino is back on the menu. After about a year of absolutely no CSM anime content, Studio MAPPA has decided to lift up their drought and order that their employees no longer see their families for the foreseeable future. JJK Kaisen's Shibuya arc is coming to a close for the Christmas holidays, and on that note, happy holidays to all of you. I hope you all get some lovely presents. As Shibuya comes to a close, MAPPA has already decided that the next arc, the Culling Game arc, will also be animated next year. This on top of Hell's Paradise, which is also supposed to be working on something? It seems like the Dark Trilogy of Shonen is really starting to gas up. I mean, when you really think about it, these next few major arcs are pretty important for the three respective series and have a lot of fan favorite moments. I think it's safe to assume that I speak for everyone saying I'm pretty excited. However, today's topic is centered around everyone's favorite punching bag. The one, the only hero of hell, Chainsaw Man. Yes, Chainsaw Man, the newest mascot of the Argentinian candidate, has just confirmed that they're getting an animated film. Now, if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll realize that the movie theater is an intimate space for Fujimoto. The man loves movie theaters. It's the place where you can go and really expose yourself to raw emotion. To Fujimoto, the movie theater is our Chainsaw Man church. Would I be surprised if he had his own wedding in a movie theater? Probably not. I've been of the opinion that Fujimoto's works don't work well on a TV screen. There's some type of content you shouldn't watch on your iPhone. Let's face it, you're not supposed to watch Avatar 2 or Oppenheimer on your small-ass phone. That's just not how you're supposed to consume this specific type of media. Chainsaw Man is by nature designed to be presented on a large screen. There's countless examples of long shots in Chainsaw Man, and by not watching it on a big screen, you're essentially handicapping your own experience from its full potential. And I believe that this arc in particular, our lovely Bombgirl arc, will excel in the movie format for several reasons. I'll be really persnickety about spoilers because if you're an anime only watching this video, it's because I want you to enjoy this coming arc. One of the main reasons why this movie will be great is that the Bombgirl arc is actually split into two distinct parts. I mean, in reality, the Bombgirl arc spans about 1.5 volumes, meaning it's very short and kind of impossible to animate into 12 full episodes, if I'll be completely honest with you. The first part is a chapter that shows Denji and Makima going on a date post-Katana Man defeat. The main draw from this chapter is that the interaction Makima has with the movies tell a good chunk of her character, or at the very least, lay an important foundation for her future motivations. It's an important character building scene, and to top it off, they're literally in a movie theater. Imagine watching Chainsaw Man while you're in a movie. Fujimoto, I clap for your Kinoisms. I'm sure there'll be a moment where Denji and Makima are both looking into the audience, us, and commenting on it. Then after that starts the Bombgirl arc, where Denji tries to rizz up Rize, this cute cafe worker, and hilarity ensues. I'll keep that to a minimum. But let me take a quick aside on the fighting we might be getting. Chainsaw Man, at least from my perspective, isn't really known for its fighting. I mean, not entirely, at least because the fighting sometimes can range from really good to really meh-ish. The Bombgirl arc is really a series of dates turned into one massive boss fight. It really is all gas because there's not much content to mull over. It's a simple story, but that's where I think it'll do best, because the simple story is boy meets girl, and I think everyone agrees that they are literally Denji. I don't expect to see the type of fighting we saw in Jujutsu Kaisen 0, cause goddamn, I still get chills thinking about that masterpiece of a movie. And also remember when I said a simple story, part of Jujutsu Kaisen's 0's story was just boy loves girl, and he really loves her a lot. So, you know what I mean? I think Bombgirl in particular will be a pretty simple arc for people to understand and really digest over it. If anything, it'll probably be just several explosions all over the place to the point it's absurd. But the thing they need to change for this time around is the fighting choreography. I think one important red flag is that the fighting in season 1 was definitely slower. Some might argue realistic fighting, but I disagree. A much slower fighting that didn't feel like the fighting we saw in Chainsaw Man, the manga. That divide is where I hope this movie will fix and give us that fast-paced fighting, the really intense fighting. The CGI devil heads, which, judging based on some of the images from the trailers, will continue to remain, and I believe that will hinder some fans to not watch the movie, but I think maybe 1 or 2 fans. I think if you're a Chainsaw Man reader, you will probably go read this. I mean, let's face it, like the CGI heads were kind of unpopular to a sect of fans, but I don't think it'll be that detrimental. But it will be something that people will bring up. However, there's one greater issue before us, and I think it's, will this movie do well? See, I have a theory. Demon Slayer's Mugen Train is known as one of the, if not the most profitable anime films that was released in the United States. That's crazy. I mean, considering that final fight between Akaza and Rengoku, I'm not surprised because that shit was really good. But it's because Demon Slayer has hit its stride as becoming another mainstream behemoth of the likes of Attack on Titan. Demon Slayer is profitable, and it clearly shows. Jujutsu Kaisen, another popular series, did extremely well, ranking as one of the top 5 grossing movies in the US, and its love is seen in the mainstream as well. Clearly, from a bird's eye view, Jujutsu Kaisen is the cash cow of Studio MAPPA, and for good reason. They poured a lot of love into the first season, and they've been holding it steady for Shibuya. It's worth it. Then we get into Chainsaw Man, and to be frank with you, we do have some prior controversy. We need to remember that the Blu-rays didn't sell that well. Let's face it, Chainsaw Man's anime DVDs aren't doing great as compared to the manga. Now, I have a whole separate ass video detailing the cinematic mess, but honestly, it's a fact that we just need to really take in and realize that might change our viewpoint about how it might do in the box office. That's why I believe this movie is going to be our true litmus test. Look, I can't afford a Blu-ray or collector's DVD for Chainsaw Man. I'm sure that the majority of anime fans can't afford it, or they would rather spend it on something else, because those things can get absurdly expensive. However, they can afford movie tickets. I'm gonna sit by the sidelines and really see how well this movie does. Are Chainsaw Man fans going to come out and support this movie, or are we going to see another sort of Zack Snyder scenario where there's a large public outcry of support, but when the time comes, people don't really show up and it's all crickets? I really hope I'm wrong, because you always see Chainsaw Man support at conventions, or even when people have little keychains or pins on their accessories. I believe the untapped potential is there, and I hope it does well. I mean, Chainsaw Man hasn't really broken into the sphere of the general public support, at least to the same level of Jujutsu Kaisen and Demon Slayer. Considering the fight in this arc and just the absurd wackiness, I hope we do get that. We really, really need it, and I think it'll just be a general morale boost to get more people invested in Chainsaw Man if the movie does well. That wraps up this video. Those are my things I'm excited for and a bit of my concerns for the future, but I think this movie will do well. But I think my true question is how well it'll do. Well, any comments or questions? I'd love to hear it. I hope you all have a great day. Take care.